YouTube Nation, Manvid TV, you know what? No, nah, we're not doing that today. We're just gonna get right into it. First, I want to say I'm very disappointed at gamers, all right? No, I'm not gonna say disappointed, disgusted at gamers as far as I'm concerned. After the news that has come out, it's already having a bad week as it is, all right? With everything that's going on in the real world. I gotta come on here on the internet and hear all this complaining and carrying on, just crying, just for you to just stop crying afterwards and then support the same companies so you get mad when a company do something, but you're not doing anything about it. All right. Now, I've been seeing a lot of this in the comments as of late. I've been seeing a lot of guys who sent me a lot of mail about it as well. All right. And even though there's some of these comments, some of these questions you guys asked me, they're just absolutely stupid. Yeah, I'm not even going to answer those. I will answer a couple that were legit questions and a couple of comments I will relay in the video today. All right, I will talk about that. And some of you guys, before I even get started today with this, all right, because this is garbage today. All this bad news, garbage. All right, but before I get started, I want to say some of you guys had said to me last week, apparently last week's video, that kind of tipped the scales a little bit, all right? And because a lot of you guys sent me messages about how you're tired of what the companies are doing, you want to get out of gaming. Now look, you want to get out of gaming, that's fine. I'm not going to sit here and say you're not a gamer, this, that, no, all right? Because gaming is a hobby, all right? It is a culture, and you've been there, all right? You know, you see the path, you know where you've been, but now you guys are saying you want to get out of it. And you're saying now it's become such a routine in your life that you don't know how to get out of it. Well, look, I put it like this. If you can't stop cold turkey, that's my first thing. Just stop buying games. Stop buying games. Go outside and go have some fun with your friends, all right? Go live your life. But if you can't stop cold turkey, what you need to do is go and scale back on your hours. How long are you guys playing these games for? Seriously, if you're playing for like 8 hours, 9 hours, yeah, you need to stop that, all right? Block off like an hour, all right? Block off like an hour to play a game. Save it for a rainy day if you need to or something. You know what I mean? If you're going to play longer. You know, block off an hour for a game. Go out and see how you feel afterwards. That game's not going anywhere, all right? Once you bought the game, it's not going anywhere. It's not going to just magically get up and walk away. It's not. It's going to be there for you. So don't act like this thing has a hold of you. These games do not have any power over you. These companies don't have any power over you. Don't you understand that? And I don't mean to be so harsh on you guys because you are looking for advice. But you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, look, this is bullshit. It's getting out of hand. You have to, all right? And I know some of you guys are still young. Some of you guys are young who asked me this question. So I can understand why you know, a little confused. You don't know what's going on. I understand it, all right? Like I said, I don't want to be too harsh on you guys trying to get out. Understand, even if you want to play, minimize your time. And then if that goes well, you minimize it a little bit more. And if that goes well, like I said, go out and play sports. Go out with your friends. Go out and enjoy your life, man. Really. Let's get into this. Because we're going to talk about more companies today. And I'm telling you now, like I said, there's no way you can support these type of companies or get mad at these companies and still support them. And I know some gamers, they'll defend them to the end. I know this. But, man, you know what? Let's just get into this, all right? Let's get into this. Like I said, if you don't like what I've said already, just leave. Just leave, all right? You don't even have the dislike button, all right? Because some of you got clowns, you do it anyway. You know what? I don't care. Like I said, at this point, me and the internet are not vibing. We really not. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care at this point, all right? And I'll explain that later, all right? But you guys wanted me to talk about some Capcom. I got a lot of Capcom news for you guys this week. But we're going to start off, as we usually do, with EA and their bullshit. That's right, because for those who don't know, Kingdoms of Amular, you guys sent me a lot of mail about this and complaints. Kingdoms of Amular, for those who don't know, it's an RPG, and the game will have an online pass. Now, mind you, the game itself doesn't have an online component. That's right. So it's an offline pass. They're going to cut off quests. They're going to block them off until you put in the code. So this online pass is now an offline pass. I told you guys this is where it was going. But I'm the bad guy here, right? I am. People want to hate me. Yeah. All right, whatever. That's fine. All right. But I'm still giving you the facts. I'm still giving you the truth, whether you like to hear it or not. All right. And what did you guys say this week? The truth is the new hate speech, right? It is what it is. All right. So whatever. Let's keep going. Check this out. Now, we know that Battlefield 3 at one point and Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare was in this little, rivalry spat, right? And we all say, EA doesn't know when to shut up, and DICE have to meet certain demands. And then when we saw that Modern Warfare 3 start killing Battlefield 3, we saw all this backtracking. Even before the game came out, you saw the numbers, the pre-order numbers, and the hype and all, they started backtracking. Well, EA has stepped into it again. That's right. They say, Kings of Amular, Skyrim and Oblivion are the same game. They say, we want to take RPGs in a new direction. So they're taking shots at other companies again. So we'll see how this plays out. That's right, links in the info bar for you guys. Also, however, about these online passes, yeah, EA confirms that Syndicate will not have an online pass. It won't. But check this out. This is what one of you guys had said. Just check this out, particularly in the language of quotes, right? It says, we wanted everyone who owns a copy of a game to access the entire product. So the person said, so they're admitting they want to deliberately restrict access from all their other games? I mean, we already knew this, right? But to hear them come out and say it, yeah. All right, it's telling you right there, when you make a statement like that to push another game, we want to give you everything, then you're pretty much saying all your other games, they're not giving you everything. You should know this by now, people, but let's move on because Origins has signed up 11 more publishers. That's right, 11 more. EA also says that with FIFA, that the hackers, they win big off of it. Here's the question, EA, why haven't you fixed it? It's been out for how long, and you still have not fixed FIFA with all this hacking? There's people constantly still complaining about how their live account was hacked and things of that nature, and you haven't fixed it. But you're saying, hey, it's not a big deal because you're thinking of that money. That's what it is. And I'm getting real sick and tired of these companies because you should know how this goes. When their base gets bigger, they think they can get away with more. This is what this has come down to see how much they can get away with you customers. And yet, you get mad initially, and you go back to them. You know what, let's keep going, because for those who don't know, we're going to talk about this too. Jessica Chobot, that's right, has now joined the cast of, was it Mass Effect 3? As if we need even more of her, huh? I told you before about her in a standalone video when she was on Fox News. I told you before how she's not a gamer, or how any of these women that they throw in front of your face are not gamers, and how real women gamers, they get back to me and they get frustrated because that's the image they keep showing of a woman gamer. I mean, did we just not see Chobot not too long ago licking a PSP? I mean, come on, man. You gotta be kidding me. This is what she needs to do to move forward. It's the same thing with Olivia Munn, what she did. Now look at her, going into acting. Chobot now, going into acting. You have to be kidding me. Anybody who thinks that these are women gamers, especially, let's say, these G4 chicks, come on now. A lot of these people, they're not gamers. They're not. But they trying to get their credibility up so they can go Hollywood. That's all this is. But let's move on because I know you're still going to support it. I know you will. All right. New Mass Effect 3 trailer shows Kinect capabilities. However, the demo will come out in February 14th. That's right. February 14th. Just to let you guys know. Also, we need to talk about the Soul Calibur 5 thing. Look, I was excited that Soul Calibur 5 was coming out just like everyone else. But now that the news is hit, not so excited about this all of a sudden. Now, we've been expecting this for a while now, but let's get into this. Soul Calibur 5 DLC has been announced already before the game is out. That's right, it's been announced already, and then Namco's talking about how they're going to keep coming out with DLC almost, what, every 2 weeks? Yeah, they're going to keep hitting you with DLC, and it's about, like, bikinis and animal heads and carrying all, it's just costumes and garbage, all right? That's what they're going to hit you with. Now, granted, it is optional, but this should already be on this. More likely, it probably is already on the disc. All right, we'll have to see, you know, what the memory size of it is. That's how you tell. But it's just ridiculous. And also, there's more retail exclusives for Soul Calibur 5. So how do you get your whole game these days? How do you get it? You go to Best Buy, you go to Amazon, you go here. All this DLC just going everywhere. How do you get it? And it's funny because these are the same people who say that these retailers are taking stuff away from what used game sales, and you keep giving them deals. But that's where the lie comes in. That's where the illusion comes in. I'm getting so sick and tired of this, people, but Namco also steps in it again, for those who don't know. Namco ignores a programmer's mental health. They just tell them, just keep working. We don't care about your mental health. Keep working. And what does that programmer do? He commits suicide. That's right. He committed suicide. It's ridiculous. And that's on their watch. So they're responsible for that. They knew about this. That is a serious problem. But you know, with all these, once again, with all of these companies acting a fool, gamers are stepping up more and more every week. This is the only reason I still do this video, guys. You have to understand it. I do it for the fans, all right? They give you the news, what's going on, and the gamers, that's where I see things is going right now. For those who have not seen it yet, another crossover has been in the works. That's right, Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter. Now that looks very good, even though it's a movie, because that's what it is. Because I couldn't show the whole thing, the whole clip is like 12 minutes long. The link is in the info bar for you guys if you want to see the entire thing, just to let you guys know, okay? Now, I will say this. Even though it's a movie, you have to understand, somebody's going to catch on to that, and somebody's going to improve on that. All right, it's going to get bigger than what it is because that's what people do. That's how technology works. That's how ideas get bigger. When you see something that works, okay, you take this, how can we improve it? You know, and that's from a gamer's point of view because you can't say it from the companies because the companies, they'll keep giving you the same thing over and over and over and rehashing it, all right, just for some sales. But the gamers are actually putting in work. And speaking, I put it like this, of putting in work, or should I say lack of work. That's right, you guys want me to talk about this. Capcom, that's right, Mega Man Street Fighter vs. Tekken. Let's get into this, man. This is ridiculous. Now, look, I've seen all the outcry from fans. I've seen the frustrations. I've seen the fights. And it's ridiculous that anybody, and I'm talking about from a fighting community, would make fun of Mega Man fans, all right? You and me, like, if somebody messed with Street Fighter, you'd be pissed off, all right? So it's ridiculous that anybody would be that immature to mess with another fan base because something's not going right. We all know Capcom is trolling the hell out of all of us. We know this already. There's no rap about it, all right? But Ono says that he talked to Inafune about this, and he okayed it. He was okay with it. Now, we don't know to what extent, because a lot of people are saying, just wait to hear what Inafune has to say in response. Because after seeing that character design, I'm telling you now, I looked at that character design, I was like, this is a joke, right? This is funny, right? And the thing is, I laughed at it. I laughed. I didn't get mad. I laughed, all right? I understand old school box art Mega Man, bad box art Mega Man. I understand this, all right? But did he have to be that fat? And that's what I'm going to get into, all right? Because a lot of people are saying, you know, it's a joke character. If it's a joke character, then fine, if that's what he's meant for. I mean, Capcom has done this in fighting games before, you know, having joke characters. But I put it like this. Does he have to be that fat? It almost feels like it's a mock. And we're going to go into the history about this old box art Mega Man real quick. As you can see, the old Mega Man was kind of chunky, but as time goes, he did slim down, which doesn't make any sense to me why he would have a beer belly to begin with. However, I will say that the trolling that's going on with Capcom is a big mistake by them, and if they don't want to give you what you want, then let them suffer even more of the consequences. Now, Mega Man fans, don't get this twisted. Just because I laughed at character design, it doesn't hurt me, doesn't mean I don't feel your pain. I understand where you're coming from because of what you want. Obviously, Capcom doesn't care, all right? Why would you lobby for that to begin with? You guys have been telling them for how long that you wanted X, but they don't want to hear that, all right? And they know what they're doing. They hear you, but they don't care. All right, it's really that simple. Due to the fact that they would have given you what you want by now. They're going to dangle Mega Man in front of you until, guess what? Until you get so worn down that you get to the point where you're just begging for any type of Mega Man. Then when that HD collection come out, you're going to run and get that. When they see that fan base run out to get that HD collection, they're going to come out with a new Mega Man. You're going to run and get that. That's what it comes down to. They know what they're doing, all right? But they're going to hold off. And I understand a lot of you guys are saying you're swearing off for Capcom. That's fine. That's fine, all right? They've obviously pushed you to the limit where you don't care anymore. They've lost you as a customer. But we'll see in the future if you really stick to your word. Like I said, I'm going to stick to my word, but we'll see if you stick to your word. Because that's what this comes down to at this point. It's looking at each other and saying, hey, how much accountability do you have for what you're saying? That's what it comes down to, all right? Especially when you're going to swear off companies. But let's move on, all right? I do feel your pain, though, Mega Man fans. I do. All right, now, let's move on. Because I'm telling you, rumors already, we already know. I said this last week about how they was going to come out with game modes and DLC for Street Fighter vs. Tekken. Well, now apparently DLC has been leaked. It is a rumor. We'll see if that's correct or not, but the link is in the info bar if you really want to check it out. Also, if you buy Dragon's Dogma, you get the Resident Evil 6 demo, and there's also pre-order DLC and all this other crap. I don't care. I don't. I just don't care. Like I said, I have more Capcom news for you. I'll do it later in the show. I had to spread it out, of course, so let's keep going, all right? This year's Assassin's Creed will be the biggest yet, says Ubisoft. Really? So I guess next year you'll say that too, huh? You know, I don't care. Let's move on, all right? Also, check this out, guys. Tera is blocking whole continents to fight hacking and farming. You gotta be kidding me, right? You're just gonna block whole continents, you know, because of hackers. That's ridiculous. That's gonna come back to bite you. And you know, I told you, when you have companies that are taking these drastic measures and knocking out regions, doesn't make any sense. Certain continents, really? Because they have a high hack base and they're talking about Africa, Middle East. Look, you have to understand, these are countries that don't have the money that you think they have. They're going to go and pirate. They are. They're just now getting certain things that we had like 10 years ago. But that doesn't matter, right? It's all about the dollar to you. Well, I'll put it like this. If it's about the dollar to you, why don't you make those games more affordable, more accessible to these people? How about that? Over there. I mean, seriously, if you think that you're going to charge people over in Australia and EU like 110, 120 bucks, pretty much our money type, you know what I mean, for one game, you damn right they're going to start buying you. You damn right they're going to start hacking and pirating, because they're not going to pay that for a new game, especially when your games, and I'm not saying this company, but games in general, these days aren't that much quality. You have to be kidding me. If you just hear some of the complaints that I get from people from overseas, this is a joke. It's a joke, but yet these companies don't care. And then what happens? They don't bring certain games over there and say, well, there's not enough fan demand. No, if you adjust your prices compared to their economies, maybe they buy it new. But you don't want to hear that. Let's keep moving on, man. I'm telling you, just keep moving on. There's a rumor now that Mortal Kombat 10 has been confirmed. And I say it's a rumor and confirmed. I know it's kind of odd. But Boom came out on his Twitter and said that Mortal Kombat 10 is what they'll be showing other companies. But we'll see. We have to wait for it to be officially announced, all right? But the link is in the info bar with the Twitter, the Twitter feed as well from him saying it, just to let you guys know. All right, now we'll move on. Check this out. Now, I know a lot of you guys were saying last week how you were upset about what Sony was thinking of doing with Twisted Metal and David Jaffe. Well, you know, as bad as people felt for David Jaffe that day, David Jaffe wants to make God of War 4, right? To adopt to a Zelda formula. What does that mean? He wants to change it to different mythologies and different timelines and things of that nature and give Kratos more exposure. That's what he wants to do. But don't you understand, Jaffe, that didn't you see last week? Have you not read a forum or online about Zelda? Have you not seen the fans get so mad in the previous couple of weeks about how the timeline is so messed up because they keep doing this type of thing with all these different mythologies? They don't have an official timeline, and you want to do that with God of War now, huh? Stop. I told you, just sit back and think for 1 minute. Just a little bit of your damn brain. Just think. But you don't want to do that. Let's keep moving on. In King of Fighters 13 news, I'm sure you guys, you King of Fighters fans, will be happy. There's been a patch offered for more online filtering options for the PS3. All right, now, let me get into this. We're going to talk about this a little bit because here we go with more company gouging. All right, Square Enix, Final Fantasy 13-2 is getting episodic DLC. In Western regions. You're going to get it by episode now. Now, you guys that came out, last week and said, it's going to be the day where they start making you pay for certain levels. You get, level 1, and then when level 2 comes, you're going to pay for it. Yeah, well, Capcom has stepped up, and they're making people pay for chapters now. That's right, chapters, which is pretty much levels, all right? Chapters for the iOS version of Ghost Trick. Chapters. Now you're paying for chapters. I'm sure you'll get a certain amount of levels in one chapter, but then you'll have to pay for more chapters. This is ridiculous. I know a lot of guys are going to say, well, it's only an iOS version and things of that nature. But you know what? This is how it starts. This is how it starts. And you know how casual gaming is today. You know how, these iPhone games and things of that nature, you know how they sell. So this is how it starts. Let's keep going. Also, I'm going to talk about this real quick, all right? The state of California has to pay, all right, $950,000 in legal fees due to that case going on with the video games bill and things of that nature. This is ridiculous. All right, it goes to show you that even though it wasn't a big deal, that people who weren't even on board with it, taxpayer dollars. That's all it is, taxpayer dollars, and you're getting hit with it. Also, speaking of more money, there's a $2.5 million research that will check whether exercise is healthier for your body or video games. Really, this is what you're spending money on. $2.5 million for that research. Really, I mean, just to be told that exercise is better. All right, yes, video games, they give you reflexes, they help your eyes and everything, but you have to be kidding me if you think that you need to spend $2.5 million on this research. This is a joke, especially the way this economy is. Are you going to sit here and tell me you're going to just use that money just for that? Just for that? Really? You know what? Let's move on. Let's take a break. All right? Because for those who don't know, gamers are doing it again. That's right. If you haven't seen the video by now, I'll set up for you right now. The game is called Retro Blazer. Check this out. You may just enjoy this. Once again, not bad by gamers. Seriously, you can't even be mad at that at this point. Now I need to move on, guys, because we need to talk about this. BioWare has come out and said that subscription MMO audience is limited. Yeah, tell me something I don't already know, BioWare, but yet they're still going to stick with the Star Wars, subscription play, knowing all these problems that I've been talking about in the previous couple of weeks about it, but you're still going to stick to this, subscription-based model. Okay, have fun failing. Have fun. Let's keep going, all right? Because for those who don't know, Rift Lite, that's right, Lite has been revealed. That means that the first 20 levels of Rift, you can play for free until you have to pay for it. Also, EverQuest, that's right. Now, we know that EverQuest 2 went free to play, but now the original EverQuest has gone free to play. Will go free to play in March. So you guys can, after, 13 years or something like that? Have fun with that, guys. Also, the Neo Geo Pocket has returned. That's right, it has returned for competition, and it gives you 20 classic, right off the bat, 20 classic, Neo Geo games. There's a link in the info bar for you guys, the list of the actual games, all right, just to let you know. Also, in Capcom news, I know, Ace Attorney 5, you fans, it has been announced, just to let you guys know. Also, I need to talk about this, THQ. My God, I don't know, look, we talked about this last week, how THQ were laying off employees, and those employees got mad and fired back at them in the letter, right? Well, THQ is bidding farewell to kid games and focusing on core IPs. That's not going to help them, because check this out. THQ lays off 240 employees. But no, it's okay apparently, because the CEO took a 50% pay cut. Yeah, because he took a 50% pay cut. And you guys had said, maybe if he took a 75% pay cut, some of those employees could have stayed and kept their jobs. Just saying. Just saying. Anyways, also, in more news, Jurassic Park the game is skipping retail in the UK. So you guys in the UK, the only way you can get this game is if you do it digitally. Only way. All right, guys. Now I need to move on, because this is something that's real sickening right now, and this is one of the things that made me just not care this week. All right. The Daily Mail, for those who don't know, apparently it's a UK newspaper. For what I'm hearing, it fabricates a pro-gaming charity to look anti-gaming. That's right. They go on and try to take their quotes and try to twist them around and try to make it look like they hate gaming. This is a charity to help people through gaming. And there's people out there who have these motives to destroy it. You have to be kidding me. Is this the type? I guess this is what we can title, the evil that men do at this point, or women do at this point, all right? Because you have to be kidding me that you would try to take down something as positive as a charity. As a charity. To get a couple reads, a couple views, a couple hits, a couple buys of your newspaper? You really that desperate? Seriously. That's sickening. And it's ridiculous. You know what? Shut it down as far as I'm concerned. And from what I'm hearing, what you guys telling me, nobody reads it anyway. It's all propaganda. But still, to take a shot at a charity. At a charity to help people. What? Let's keep going on. Let's just keep moving, all right? DICE is hiring anti-cheating administrators for their games. Really, let's keep moving. That's the dumbest thing. I'm serious. You can't fix your game and you have to hire an anti-cheating administrator? Really? Really? Come on, man. Anyways, you guys sent me a lot about this, all right? And I told you I was tired of talking about it. But because of the wave of fans that have got back to me this week about this, I had to talk about it. And we're going to talk about one, Devil May Cry. Now, you guys said that there was a new interview that came out. You sent me the link. And to me, again, comes out and says, we're not pretending to be Japanese, all right? And we're not going to apologize for it either. Really. So, I guess all that gameplay and all the interviews that you said you were trying to make the gameplay almost identical to what the old Devil May Cries were, and you failed at that, but you were trying to make it identical. Now you're not trying to be Japanese. How many Japanese games have you taken from them? We've seen so much from Bayonetta, but you're not trying to be Japanese, and you won't apologize for it. But then on top of it, for those who don't know what's been happening, Ninja Theory and Capcom pull this garbage as well. Now what you're witnessing right there is called a Facebook fan page merger. See, what happened was that the new Devil May Cry, all right, only had 200,000 likes, right? Capcom has decided all these people who didn't like the new Devil May Cry, but they liked the other previous Devil May Cry fan page, they merged those fan pages to one for the new Devil May Cry. Now, Ninja Theory and Capcom has 500,000 likes. That's what it comes down to. And you guys have gotten back to me on this and said it's ridiculous they would do this, it's desperate they would do this. And you went and you spoke about this on the fan page. You said there's no reason why you should have done this, and that it's ridiculous that you would not, let anyone know. You wouldn't heed warning to anybody saying, hey, look, soon we're getting ready to merge. You didn't let anyone know, you just did it. So all of a sudden, you like the new Devil May Cry. You thought it was ridiculous. And when you made those comments on that new fan page, what happened? Your comments were pulled and you were blocked from that fan page. That's how they get down. That's how they get... Whatever, all right? But let's move on, all right, about these comments, because this is what you guys said. It says, to me, it says, we in the West tend to be more functional, adding things that have meaning and being able to explain that meaning. Why does Dante have white hair? Yes, we're going back to this again. This is what Tamim is saying, all right? It says, I want to make a little story around that and explain it, and so on for the rest of his design choices, okay? Now, this is what you guys said. He can't seem to grasp the fact that a lot of people, including me, doesn't care about the redesign anymore. Why does he have white hair? Why are we talking about this still? It says he wants to make the story around that. It says laugh out loud as if it wasn't already explained. Okay, it says it seems that he is avoiding the topic of gameplay, and it says in capital letters gameplay, it says, which is the real issue. Up till now, still talking about the hair. It goes to show you guys they are even hell-bent, I should say, on the hair. They go on to talk about how it's really the fans, but we've seen in the previous months them still talk about hair when we're talking about other issues with this game. It just goes to show you, but let's move on. All right, like I said, I don't care anymore. Let them talk. The best thing you can do is ignore them. That's what you can do. Like I said, if people want to buy the game, let them buy the game. But other than that, ignore them. Alex said it himself. Whether it's bad press or good press, it's still press. It's still getting their names out there. Don't give them the satisfaction anymore. Let's move on. For those who don't know, Oklahoma rep wants to check this out, bonus tax on violent video games. That's right. He wants to add more tax onto violent video games. And this is not going to fly. This is a joke. All right. But let's keep going on because I want to keep talking about Oklahoma, guys, for those who don't know. All right. A regular apparently here is starting to get his own arcade up. Now, look, I got to talk about this for a minute because he goes on to say, he says, hey, man, I'm not trying to waste your time. But as of late, I've been having a hell of a time trying to get my petition to get an arcade started in my hometown of Oklahoma City. I would be more than honored if you could sign my petition and maybe spread it around if you have time. Now, guys, understand, at least here in Philadelphia, if you have to get a petition signed, you have to have 1,500 signatures. You have to, all right? Just let you guys know. This guy in Oklahoma City, he only needs 100 to get his arcade up. This is what they've told him, you know, at his city council. This is what they told him. So as far as I'm concerned, let's make this happen, guys. All right, people on the fan pages have already signed up. Let's make this happen. 100 signatures is nothing. That's you can do that in 5 minutes. Come on, guys. Help this guy out to get this arcade moving. I'm just saying that's nothing compared to 1,500 signatures. I'm just saying 100, guys. And everyone that says, you know, online petitions doesn't work, he was instructed to do this by the city council. I have to reaffirm this again. All right. He was instructed to do this. All he needs is 100. But to make it happen, guys, let's see. Let's get behind him on this. All right. Look, I'm done. I'm done. So this week has just been bad. It has. At this point, I think at this point, I'm going to keep doing these videos the way I've just did it today. You know what I mean? I don't care. I'll give you the news. I'll give it to you straight. And that's it. I don't care about talking with people when it comes, and I'm not saying you fans, when it comes to arguing about video games. I'm not going to sit and argue with you online on video games. The online for me right now, it's not fun. It's not. I'm going to take my time and do these. I'm doing it video by video basis. I will still do them, but I just don't, it's not in me right now. And I'm being honest with you guys. That's what y'all want. Y'all want the real, so I'm giving you the real. It's not in me right now. Because of the fact that every time I turn around and we talk about this time and time again, what these companies are doing, everything that's happening, and what do we see? Backlash, outcry, and then you go and buy the game, or you have gamers fighting with gamers. It's such immaturity, and it's not just kids. It's not kids. No, it's also the adults too. All right, but this is what happens. Companies fighting companies, companies blaming gamers, gamers fighting gamers, gamers fighting with companies, and it's over. It's the same thing. It's a vicious cycle, and it's ridiculous. But yet, everyone's okay with it. Why? Why are you okay with this? Why is it that if no one else cares, I should be the one that cares? No, that's ridiculous. But yet, this is where we come to. This is the crossroads we're at right now. Because I guarantee you, when Raccoon City Operation Raccoon City out, y'all gonna go buy that. When Mass Effect 3 come out, regardless of online passes or fake actresses, you're gonna buy that. It doesn't matter. It seems like you don't care when you don't see the system that they're setting up for you. They're knocking you down. It's like you're a bunch of pawns and you're just being taken over by the queen. You don't even have to go for the king for the checkmate. All right? That's what it seems like right now. They are juicing you into all this. That's why they have their little, how can I put this? Their standards, their tent poles All right, that's what it is. Like I said, Chobot doesn't care about you gamers. She's using sex appeal to get further. That's all that is. But doesn't matter. Look where it's landed her. Because you got enough guys on the internet that are horny and say, wow, she looks great. Who cares? Who cares? They come a dime a dozen, man. As soon as you see Chobot, there's going to be whoever replaced her is going to be just as nice. All right? But that's how they do it. How many videos have you seen, like sexy video game videos, or have women with their boobs hanging out, you know, their titties all hanging out in the little in the little thumbnail, so that you go rushing to see what they have to say, even though they don't have a damn thing to say. But doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Like I said, and the things I'm bringing up right now, this isn't just from me. This is from other women as well that I get when it comes to mail and comments. They're sick of it, and I understand. I can see why. I can definitely understand why, because like I said, that illusion, that image of what a female gamer is, who looks like a supermodel now and licks PSPs, is whatever. I'm done. I'll talk to y'all later. I'm out.